Welcome to Donzo Deez After Hours.
I want to talk about Uncle Richie stories. I'm 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. My Uncle Richie, had him known him. He was 6'3". He was a big Pollock from New York. He was the fucking best dude in the world. I loved him to death, and he always took care of me. But he always fucked with me relentlessly. So I pull into his driveway. He had a house out in Congerville, Illinois, and I pull in one Saturday, and he's standing out there by his truck, and I get out, and he goes, "You really fucked up this time." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, your old man's on a warpath." I'm like, "On a warpath?" And he gets real quiet. He comes up to me, he goes, "You fuck some chick named Darcy?" I'm like, and I'm thinking back to this party I was with, and sorry, it's vulgar, but that's how he said it. And I'm like, "Yeah, I was at Darcy. Yeah, I saw her at this party, and I can't remember." And this was like months ago. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think I did anything with her." He goes, "Well, she's fucking pregnant. She called your old man your mom. Your old man's fucking pissed." I'm like, I said, "I swear to God, it wasn't mine. I swear to God, I didn't do it. There's no," he's like, "Are you fucking sure you didn't do that?" I'm like, "I'm pretty sure that I didn't do anything with this gal." And he's like, "Pretty sure, huh?" He says, "Hide your fucking truck in my garage. Get your ass in the house. Your old man's coming over right now. He's pissed off." I'm freaking out. Dude, I am freaking out. So I pull the truck in his garage. I go in the house, and I'm like hyperventilating, right? Because I think, you know, and he starts laughing. I said, "I don't know what's so funny about this." He goes, "It's funny because I'm just fucking with you." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "No, I just made that up." I said, "What about Darcy? How did you know I was at a party with Darcy and was?" He's like, "I didn't. I just made it up." He literally just made it up. He was that good at playing games with people. He just made it up out of thin air.
That's awesome.
I knew I
Sounds
didn't do
like some shit
anything
my
with her,
dad
but I
would do.
started second guessing myself. I'm like, "You son of a bitch." That's the kind of shit I grew up with. All right.
Oh, I'm in the same boat. You've met my family.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
Jack.
I've got some Jack stories that I'll share another time.
What's funny is when your dad starts telling stories about my old man, and they
Yeah.
start going back and forth on it. But about the time, I'll never forget your dad talking about that time that the old man blew a stump out of the ground and it went over the telephone pole, and it wasn't supposed to. It barely missed it. Like the old man overcalculated how much it. My dad's an explosives guy. Overcalculated it, and there was a news crew out there. I remember your dad coming up to me and telling me the story, and the news crew went up to your dad. He said the news crew went up to your old man and said, "Hey, how did you do that?" And my dad's like, "Well, just go back there and do this, do that, and I calculated the trajectory where the stuff was going to go, and went over the thing, and the blah 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 blah." And they're, "Oh, yes, ma'am, Mister Donovan, this real." And he turned around, looked at your dad, and goes, "I was bullshitting him. I had no idea where that stump was going to go." So yeah, funny stuff, man.
I'll give you a quick Jack story.
All right, let's have a Jack story. Let's have it.
So this was like 6th grade. I was going to grade school in Bloomington. This was back when BMX bikes were a big thing, and
Mm-hmm.
of course, all the kids with money riding around on like Mongoose before Mongoose was a Walmart brand that it is now. This is, Diamondbacks, things like that. And of course, I had the good old Kmart Huffy. So anyway, there's a huge group of us riding our bikes at the old Lincoln Elementary School, and we're all like just zigzagging in and out. And I end up hitting this kid with my Huffy and his nice Diamondback. And well, he decided that was enough to fight.
I
I'm
think
like,
I've
all
heard this.
right,
Tell the
yeah.
viewers and listeners. Yeah.
So he wants to fight. He jumps off his bike, and we start fighting in front of the school, right there, like on the sidewalk. And we just barely got started. And some guy comes out, "Hey, you kids, knock it off!" Blah blah blah. So we're like, all right, well, let's go in the back. The back has this, it's the parking lot for the Lincoln Rec Center now, but our playground was in the back. So we go in the back, and there's like at least 20, 25 kids there. And they all, just like you've seen in the old movies, they get in a big
Right.
circle and we start fighting. And I was whooping this kid's ass. Got him down on the ground. I mean, I'm banging his head against the asphalt, and he managed to turn over to where he was face down. So I would just reach and grab his hair, and then I'm just punching the shit out of his face. So all of a sudden, at the time, we only lived literally 2 blocks down from the school. So all of a sudden, here comes the old orange and white. It was the only one of its kind in town. Orange and white Ford F-150 with the topper. He comes and everybody's like, dude, it's your dad. And I'm like frozen, like mid punch, looking at him. And he not jumps, but drives over the curb onto the playground and pulls up 6 feet away from me. And I'm on top of this kid, and I've got a handful of hair and my arms cocked back. And the old man just leans out the window, looks at me and goes, "Hey, supper's ready. Come on home when you're done." Puts it in gear and drives off. That's the old man for you.
Dude, you need to put that up. Catch him. He's Speechless with Kevin Phares. And what day of the week is he on 92.9?
Saturdays.
Saturdays.
No, Sundays.
Sundays from...
tell us, Kev. I know it's in the afternoon.
3 to 5? You see what my mom says? Don't do it,
Yeah.
Kev. You will forever be tainted. Well, Mom, you don't
There
know
he
Kev
is.
like we do. There he
Boom.
is.
Hi, guys. What's going on?
Here
Look
he
at
comes
this.
to wreck the day.
This is Kevin Phares from Cities 92.9, also with his own show, Speechless with Kevin Phares, on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Twitter, everything.
I see. Is that what is it? Zach's mom saying that I'm going to be tainted if I'm on this show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel bad. My mom loves you. She's like, "Oh, that Kevin Phares is just such a nice kid. He's just a nice young man, and you guys are screwing him all up." I'm like,
You don't know me that, Pam. You don't know me well enough. Then, if you think I'm a nice kid and I'm being screwed up by them, if anything, I'm screwing them up in some ways. So,
yeah, right.
I think it's a pretty good balance. Yeah, and if you're watching and don't know, we owe a lot to Kev for being our producer during
of
the
course.
Chrissy Mayer interview. Did an excellent job for us and got us all squared away because we're just 2 doofuses from the sticks out here that we barely know how to operate the old microphone, and he's helped us out in a big way. So
my pleasure. It's been my pleasure, guys.
No, Kevin, I got to say, Kevin, and we haven't had a chance to talk publicly like this, but I just want to say, I'm glad I've gotten to know you. You're a smart dude. You got a good head on your shoulders. You got a good sense of humor to you. You can talk, you can articulate, and you can hang. And I appreciate everything that Deez and I have gleaned off you, especially when it comes to broadcasting. Between you and Kat, we didn't know shit from Shinola when we came in. We knew how to talk, we knew how to run a show, but we didn't know the intricate workings of everything. And you guys have done a really good job with helping us out. You've had a lot of patience with our dumbasses doing this. So I appreciate it. Kevin. I just want to say that, bro.
Yep. Of course, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go grab you a napkin so you can get a little bit of cum off my lip after you're just done blowing me like that.
Oh, sorry, Pam. Now you're on Pam's shit list.
Yeah. Your fucking mom over here. Don't do it, Kev. You'll forever be tainted. You're talking about wiping schmegma off your fucking lip. My mom's having a heart attack. Elizabeth, I'm coming, Elizabeth. This is a big one. I told you we shouldn't have brought him on, Deez. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, because it was my idea, right?
No, I appreciate it. Honestly, the first time I heard you guys' show and I was sitting in that bar and I was like, what the fuck is this? We're sitting in here, sitting around a speaker, listening to a show. But I was like, damn, I understand it now once I heard it. That was the first time I'd ever listened to your guys' show. And I was like, okay, this is fucking funny. Like, I get this. Like, it was unique, unlike anything I'd ever heard before. So you guys, I might be helping out with the production, but your content is one of a kind. So.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate that.
Like I said, the Chrissy Mayer interview, if you guys haven't seen it yet, go on to YouTube or go to Cities 92.9 and get the podcast. Preferably go to YouTube. It's unedited. It's uncut. It's like I like to say, I've made up this term, full frontal rigidity. Okay, go get it on YouTube and check it out. And Kevin Phares was the guy that was actually running that whole show for us.
Yep,
He was making
running
sure
all the cameras and
running the microphones, everything, making sure everything was good to go. So give him a lot of credit for that. So yeah, it was a good interview. And like I said, Kevin, you saved the day. There's no way without you we could have fucking pulled that off. So very much appreciate it, bro.
Especially considering that El Donzo's dumbass didn't know to differentiate between Eastern time and Central time.
Yeah, hey, fuck you. Neither did you two sons of bitches. No, nobody else.
I wasn't in charge of booking the interview. You can't put any of that on me.
You told me 11 o'clock.
Stop. Nobody came up and was like, El Donzo, this is she is in New York. Deez, stop. You knew she was in New York.
I had never heard of this chick. I had never heard of this chick before you bring her up. So
I wasn't in on the goddamn email thread. So sorry, Pam. I wasn't in on the email thread. So you just text me and said 11 o'clock. So me thinking that I had a partner that was, I don't know, somewhat intelligent would have worked that out with the guest.
Just stop. El Donzo is a master problem solver. Okay, I'm going to solve this problem right now. Kev, I'm not blaming you, bro. Deez, I'm not blaming you. But Kat was on that fucking email. I blame Kat Peterson.
Because she's not here to defend herself.
She's the head honcho at Cities. She should have put that together. It's all Kat's fault. Deez and I both shared embarrassing stories.
Okay. Did yours have anything to do with getting fingered by Moana? I see that in the comments section.
If you want to continue to fucking hang, you need to give up some goods here, dude.
Okay, an embarrassing story.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Come on, this is stand-up comedy at this point. Yeah, Mackenzie's over there. Mackenzie's in the corner with his pecker in his hand, laughing. He's not on here. Mackenzie, get on. Come on, we'll send you a link. Hop on here, Mackenzie. You got your phone. You can do it. Now he's crickets. Now he ain't saying shit.
I'm trying to think of an embarrassing story because, like,
no. Let me no.
You're only 22, so you should still have a pretty good memory of him.
Yeah. Don't. If our old asses can come up with embarrassing stories from when we were 16, you got this shit, Kev. You got this. Don't fucking lie to anybody. Come up with something. Don't even bullshit us. You can't bullshit bullshitters, dude. Come on.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I have so many embarrassing stories about getting rejected from women.
Do it. Say it. Come on.
So when I was like in like 7th or 8th grade, and there was this girl that I was I was looking for chicks at 7th or 8th grade. I was
he wasn't. Go ahead.
Putting my hand at thing, and so it was like a track meet right after school.
What did you say? Meat? You were going after meat?
No, it was a track meet after school, like running. You know what you don't do, Aldonzo?
Wait, fuck you. Amanda just got on. What the fuck did I just hear about someone's ass getting fingered off by Moana? Amanda, for your ears, honey. I know we haven't met.
That was that guy right over there.
Don't put your finger. Shit,
that guy.
Way. That
other way, Donzo. It's up there. It's up there. Now,
go ahead, Gav. Let's hear it.
Okay, so there was
you got rejected.
There was a track. Well, I was in like 7th or 8th, but it was a track meet after school. So people were out there, getting ready to run and everything. And I was also on the track team, believe it or not. I did shot put because I did not like to run. But during like warm-ups and stuff, I told a few of my friends that I was going to go and like try to ask this girl out. Right. And so I had picked flowers from outside of our school, and I was going to go and like try to give them to her, be a sweet gentleman and everything. And so I walk up to her. Alyssa was her name. And I walk up to Alyssa, and I didn't even get a word out of my mouth. And she goes, "Fuck no." and I'm just like, but you didn't even, she goes, "You were going to ask me out. Your friend told me. No, just get away from me." And I'm like, okay, geez. It was like, that's probably the worst rejection I've ever gotten.
Well, that cut was deep.
It was. And I've had girls that wouldn't even accept a drink from me at the bar. And those weren't, but that one was bad. That one was so bad. It stuck with me. I was like, geez, like, and the biggest thing too, she wasn't that hot. Like, she didn't have the authority to say no like that. Like, she could have at least heard me out first, you know?
Kev, I love you like a fat kid loves cake, buddy. I do. But I'm going to tell you something. Deez, you stop me if I'm wrong here. That just wasn't embarrassing enough. That's nowhere near The
Yeah,
scale of what we just, Kev, got to do better than that, man.
I don't know what else.
I talked about getting a prostate exam. Dude, you're leaving me hanging here, man.
I'm not getting any of those yet, bud. My asshole's just fine at 22.
Dude, come on over to the Skyhammer Studios. We'll give you one for a 6 beer copay. Don't worry about it. Wang ain't into that shit either. Did you ever hear that joke about Wang?
But only if you're playing the guitar while he does it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh my
Did you ever hear that joke about Wang? I don't think a lot of people heard this story about Wang, the Chinese cook.
Tell me all about Wang.
Okay. Deez is over there saying, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know. Should I do it, Deez?
Of course.
This is an old joke. My dad told me this joke. This has gone on for a long time. So this guy joins a cattle driving crew back in the day. And, you know, they go out in these covered wagons and they drive these cattle through Montana and down through Texas. You know, kind of shit you see in Yellowstone, right? And they're on the cattle drive for weeks. And this guy goes up to the boss of the cattle drive. He goes, you know, I'm kind of getting a little, I'm getting a little horny. I haven't, you know, I need to do something here. And the fucking boss goes, well, you always go up to Wang, the Chinese cook. And he's like, what do you mean, Wang? You mean the guy that makes the food? And he goes, yeah, just go up and you can go have sex with him. And the guy's like, man, I ain't into that shit, dude. I ain't into that shit. And he's like, all right, have it your way. A couple more weeks go by and this guy's itching, dude. He's been, you know, doing the 5-knuckle shuffle for like weeks now. He's just pent up. He's 20 some years old. This guy's had enough. And he goes up to the boss and he goes, hey, look, boss. He says, what's this deal with Wang? He goes, oh, so you finally fold. He says, yeah, I'm folding, dude. I got to do something. He's like, okay. He says, it'll be $100. And he goes, a fucking $100? What do you mean it's going to be $100? What, to do old Wang up there in the chuck wagon? He goes, yeah, it's going to be $100. He goes, it's going to be 50 for Wang, 25 for Jim Bob, and 25 for Billy Joe. He goes, man, why does Jim Bob and Billy Joe each get $25? And the boss goes, because they got to hold Wang down because Wang ain't into that shit either. Why? So,
that's sweet.
What? Shut up, Kev. Why are you telling me not to cry?
Because she cares about you, Donzo.
Oh, don't pull at El Donzo's heartstrings. That ain't. Oh, I sounded so.
You sound so
I
sentimental.
was.
What
Shut
heartstrings?
Up, Kev.
Gotta have a heart for it to have strings.
Fuck, I can't shake this cough.
Mom, you're embarrassing me. No, she's not. She can't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the story?
Yourself.
Oh, no. Did I ever tell you guys a story about the time she beat me with the vacuum cleaner?
No.
Oh, yeah.
With a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah. She took the metal wand of a fucking Oric vacuum cleaner and beat me fucking senseless with it. I'm just waiting to see what she says.
I'm a firm believer that if your mom didn't beat you with something growing up, then she doesn't actually love you. So
she says lies. Right. She says her lies or not. We have gone round and round about this since I was a kid. Ryan McKenzie probably deserved it. Ryan, you're right. I did deserve it. I did 100% deserve it. She did it, and she pleads the fifth. She does not recall.
This explains a lot. That's why you seek validation from everybody else all the time, Donzo. That's why you have a radio shows, because you just feel like your mom never gave it to you.
She I can't remember what she did, but I don't know, something like trivial. I was like 12 years old, and I was walking away from her. She was vacuuming, and I said under my breath, I went, "Fucking bitch!" And she turns around with
plastic.
The metal. She says it was a plastic wand. It was a metal wand. My fucking head remembers it. And she started beating the ever-loving snot out of me. And I'm like, oh, she ain't coming in again. I'll fucking kill you.
Donzo, if your head remembers it, it probably was plastic. Because a metal one, you wouldn't remember that shit.
It was plastic. It was fucking metal. I'm telling you right now. It was more metal than Judas Rockin' Priest, okay? That's how metal this was.
Yeah, it sounds like my mom, like growing up, I would have much rather gotten a beating from the old man than my mom, because the old man knew when to quit, because we would piss my mother off to the point where you had to stop her. And my best story of that is We were down in the basement. We lived on Madison Street in Bloomington. I can take you to the house right now. We were down in the basement, and my brother, who's 6 years older than me, was fucking with me, picking on me like he always did. And I'm, I think I was 5 or 6. So of course I was a whiny little bitch. And we're going at it, and all of a sudden we just enough. And here she comes down the stairs holding a fucking wiffle ball bat. And I don't mean those fat ass red ones that you swing real slow.
The yellow ones.
I'm talking the old school skinny yellow ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
No. That hurts.
She comes downstairs holding it like a fucking samurai warrior and just starts swinging. And I mean, I'll tell you what, the only reason that we're alive to this day is that her friend happened to be over and she heard the blood curdling screams coming out of the basement. She came down there and had to tackle my mom. And if she wouldn't have been there, I would probably still be in that basement getting my ass beat with that wiffle ball bat.
Now, there's a story I want to tell you guys. And first of all, I want to say right now.
Yeah, my mom would beat our ass with whatever wasn't nailed down between where she was at and where we was fucking up. So wooden spoons, coat hangers, cowboy boot. I watched my brother get his ass beat with a fucking cowboy boot. That was brutal.
See, I was part of the generation where like, so I still got some good whoopings, but when I was really young, I remember I had soap in my mouth a lot. I was always had soap in my mouth. And then if my dad could fly off the handle kind of easily. When it comes to getting a whooping, but my mom though, you knew that you really screwed up if my mom started going on, because there was only a few times, and I can probably count it on one hand. But when she started wailing on me, I 100% deserved it, and I had done something really bad. So
yeah, that's. I mean, you're actually in the generation that was pretty much fucking coddled. And
but my parents. But the thing
turned out the way you did is great.
My parents, compared to most people, a lot of people in my generation right now, their parents are like entering their 50s. Both my parents are into their 60s. And so gotcha. I had older parents that had more traditional
and that's
ideas.
The difference, man.
I know how you feel. My mom just turned 50. It's like Amanda said, man. If some of these kids would get some of these beatings, they wouldn't turn out to be the little dickwads that they are. Yeah, absolutely. They need, kids need to have their asses beat every now and again. I mean, I'm not advocating for abuse, but they need their asses smacked every now and again. You need to fucking straighten them up. My parents straightened me up. Mom, you type in there if I'm wrong, let me know. But I got my ass
good times.
Kept me straightened up. I handed my kid. I remember he was 60. He was probably 15 or 16, and he got shitty. He'd been drinking or something. And I said, "Hey, you gotta come down and do the dishes." And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Motherfucker, get down here and do the dishes." And he walks down the stairs. He goes, "I'm not doing them." I said, "Fucking ass down here and do the dishes." And the little son of a bitch came down. He swung at me, and I tackled him and took him down. I got a black eye out of it. But he learned his lesson. I mean, I didn't hit him or anything, but it's like, boy, you won't fucking go around with the champ. Let's do it.
No, you gotta catch the squealing hog, put him to the ground, and say you don't do that shit.
You gotta show him who the man is.
So I do that with like whenever I've been around dogs or something like that. If it's like a family member's dog or something, like I wouldn't do it to like a stranger's dog or anything. But like if a family member's dog is like jumping up on me or something, and like I know the dog, I know the family member, I'll like grab it, put it to the ground. You hold it to the ground for a second and be like, nope, like calm down. That's and not comparing kids to dogs, but to an extent but they kind of are.
Headline.
Like,
headline. Kevin Phares wants to take your kid to the ground.
Kev, you're right. You got to show them who Alpha Dog is, bro.
Exactly.
You know what? And that's how kids got to learn, because kids are going to be in the same spot that we were in.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, dealing with them. They're going to be dealing with your grandchildren at some point.
Yeah.
They got to know how this goes.
Absolutely. And so not necessarily beating the kid's ass just for the hell of it.
No, you can't do that.
Within
lying,
reason,
the cheating, stealing, things. Those are necessary ass whoopings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so,
you know what?
If your kid especially is like coming at you or something, then put him to the ground. Be like,
I agree.
The count to 10 thing. Be like, okay, like realize how stupid you look right now and how stupid you are to even try to come at me. And then let's talk about this. Like, come on.
Look, if anybody comes home from work has had a bad day, guy, and then beats the shit out of his old lady or his kids to take his aggressions out, he needs to be taken out back and have him popped in his head. All right? That's just how that is.
Take him out of
But,
pasture.
you know, this is, if you want to act like a man, you're going to get treated like one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right? If you
That's
want to
very
go
stupid.
after a man and challenge him in his castle, yeah, maybe you need your ass roughed up a little bit. Just saying.
Absolutely.
But that's the learning curve of being an adult. That's growing up, as you learn respect through that. That's how you learn that, okay, even though I am loved, even though I'm a child, I still can't step on this guy's toes. He's my father. He ain't my best friend, but he's still my fucking father.
Mm-hmm.
Kids need to learn that. That's my only thing.
Honor your father and mother, man. Like even
Yep.
if you think they're the worst in the world, like trust me, likely they could be 10 times worth. At least they're there. Like, you know?
Right.
100%.
So, and anyways, guys, I'm going out drinking.
All right.
And so
Appreciate you coming on, man. I
Yep,
think
so-
we're going to wrap this up here anyway. And
absolutely. If anybody wants, I'll be doing karaoke tonight, actually, at Cadillac Jackson, Bloomington. So,
Yeah, well, that's where I got my DUI, so you're not going to see me there.
okay. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. It's great being on. Bye-bye.
Kev,
thanks,
appreciate
Kev.
it,
We'll see you,
brother.
bro.
Love man. That was nice getting Kev on here. That was
hell
nice.
yeah,
I like
that was a good time.
Yeah, absolutely was. So what do we've been on right now for almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours.
And it's felt like 5 minutes. I've had the time of my life. We need to do this at least a couple times a week.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I'm down. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, I still got more strip club stories. I'm saving them, and more Jack stories. And
Yeah, I got JD stories. I mean, well, JD and JD. We could do a
Right.
JD and JD hour is what we could do.
there you go. Just create dumb dad stories.
Don't tell them that. Be like the greatest dad
Well,
in the world
yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
They're still
All right.
so-
Well, go ahead.
No. Wrap it up. Fuck it. Let's go.
Oh. Yeah. Thanks for those of you that have stuck around with us, hung out, talked to us. We're definitely going to do this more often. I'm going to cut this up and put some snippets on YouTube. So if you missed something from earlier, like him getting fingered in his ass, or
It was a prostate exam.
or some more strip club stories. So with that being said, you are.
I'm El Donzo.
And I'm Deez, and we'll catch you next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.
Catch you on the flips.